let's get down to business. See if it makes us feel.
Right.
Oh, get on the stream. We'll be celebrating. I hope so. I really do. Hello, everybody. Let's get them involved. A little bit of music to start us off there, Paul. How we doing? You all right?
Not bad, yeah. Yeah, I like the rock vibe.
We've got a guest here as well. Guest, well, he's part of the channel. And here he is, Jamie. There he is.
Rock and roll, dudes.
Right, first of all, before we hit this topic, obviously the topic is Demarai Gray. It is international break. We said we wouldn't do much, but it would be wrong not to address this. So we've come on, and that's what we're going to do. But first of all, I want to say people will be listening to this on Twitter. If you're listening to it on Twitter, just click Toffee Bluecast Twitter. Go over, click the link, come over to YouTube, and put what you think in the comments. You can comment on YouTube where we don't see your comments on Twitter. So come over from Twitter onto Toffee Bluecast and come and put your comments on the screen. This channel, Toffee Bluecast, is just Everton fans getting together. And that's why I want you to come over to Toffee Bluecast, because it's just, we want your thoughts in the comments and we'll share what you think on these topics now. So come over. And I will say, because I don't say it enough, like the stream, because if it gets a few likes on this stream, more people see it, and the effort we put in is worth it. So like the stream and share the stream if you can, but liking is very important. So let's get this started. Paul, we've got Jamie, and the topic is Demarai Gray. Now let's try and tell the Demarai Gray story. I've got something to put on the screen here with how it all started, and I feel that we've got to go from the very start and give our thoughts on everything, and then finish with what's happened. So this is what kind of triggered it all off into. I mean, obviously we was all thinking, why ain't Demarai Gray there? But this is what triggered it off. I'll let you read that out, Paul.
Yeah, Everton fans have always been great with me, but it's so difficult to play for someone who doesn't show you respect, isn't it?
As a human being. As a person.
There we go.
Yeah, so it doesn't show you respect as a person. I mean, that's quite defining, isn't it, really?
What did you both think when this come out? Because we haven't really addressed this on the channel until it's like all gone through and we find out what the crack is. We couldn't really say much on it, but now more's gone on. What did you think in the comments as well? People get involved in the comments when this first happened, because I know this caused a massive split, because a lot of people that had it in for Sean Dyche used this to go against Sean Dyche, I feel, and it was just a trigger for them to go against Sean Dyche. That's how I feel anyway. And I think it caused, like, is it Sean Dyche or is it Demarai Gray? We said a bit on the channel. Who is it? Whose fault is it? What did you think, Jamie, on this?
Well, when I first seen it, the first things that caught my eye, and I don't think it probably caught many people, he's wearing a £300 hoodie there, and he's got a 40-50 grand car in the background. And I think I tweeted something very similar to it. If you don't want to play for the club, which effectively is what he's saying in that statement, because he can't play for somebody who doesn't respect him as a person as such, why don't you pay the wages back for the games that you've not played, or the training sessions you've decided to not turn up for? I seen right through this. I'll be honest. I called it when I seen this. I put it all over my Twitter. Whoever his PR team is, why are you taking a picture of him in a Balenciaga hoodie and a fucking Mercedes G-Wagon, saying, "Oh, it's difficult to play for a club"? Pay your wages back. If you're not going to play for us, pay the wages back. Tell Everton to donate it to Everton, the community, or something, where that money can be spent elsewhere instead of in his just in his back pocket while he's fucking sat at home doing fuck all. We spoke about it on deadline day a little bit as well when we had that long stream. He's got form and he's got history. I think this goes further back than just this pitch alone. I think you're probably thinking more towards the end of the season, where he didn't get a look in, where we had to play him like against Forest, where he scored that penalty. And then as soon as Calvert-Lewin was fit or we had somebody else to play up front, Demarai Gray didn't even play. So I think it's probably a bit long in the tooth of this coming, but the lad's got form for it. And from what obviously we've seen afterwards, we all understand a bit more what this post was for. It was to force a move.
I think with, I don't know whether you two agree on this. For me, Demarai Gray, he's got those fancy light feet and he's very good on the attack. But Everton are not that sort of team. We never have been, where the wingers can't track back. You've got to put a shift in on our wings because our left back and our right back do need help. And there was, in the Bournemouth game when we went, Paul, there was a moment where Demarai Gray didn't track back and Sean Dyche went absolutely mad on the touchline. I remember it. I was right. We was close to it. And he went mad. And Demarai Gray had a little tiff because he probably felt stupid that Dyche says, we're going down if you don't run your socks off. Give everything you've got. We don't know all the ins and outs, but Demarai Gray, for me, I honestly think if he worked hard, if he had that get down, knuckle down, work hard, how fast he is, his fitness would be so good. But I just feel that he probably hasn't got that track back, work hard, dive for the badge attitude. He's one of those players that is really fancy and he scored some cracking goals for us. But he's, for the hard work that we need to put in, I don't know whether Gray is that player. What's your thoughts, Paul?
Yeah, I as it sort of went on, I found out about it. It happened a little bit at Leicester. It happened at was it Bayer Leverkusen that he was at as well. So it seems just to be a pattern, doesn't it? Really, in that when he's not getting picked on a regular basis, then he sees his arse, and eventually a transfer window comes around and he wants off. You know, we got him for a really small fee. He worked out really well, and put in a few decent performances for us, some key goals. But when you sort of start seeing comments coming like this, it's just a lack of class sometimes, and I just think that I'm not even sure he's got a bloody PR team, to be honest. I bet it's just him having and his mate or whatever who just think, oh, this is a good idea, but it's not a good idea because it comes across badly.
I think Jamie hit the nail on the head where he said, like, you put a fancy car behind, walk into a fancy car, acting like you've been hard done by. It's not the right picture. It's just common sense. It's like frigging saying you're poor and then showing a massive mansion behind you and saying you're poor. It just doesn't click. And it's your house, but you're saying you're poor. That's what it feels like. It's just not right. If it was Demarai Gray, a picture of him on a foot, I know it's only a picture, but if it's a picture of Demarai Gray on a football pitch with his hands in his head or him trying or looking down, then fair enough, it clicks with what he's saying.
On the training pitch.
Yeah, exactly. And
that kind of thing.
There's comments here now. We'll try and get you involved in the comments, by the way. Keep putting your comments on. Always fantastic. And we'll say our parts as well. But that's one I've just put on now. Let's be honest. And I just took it off. Let's put it back on. Let's be honest. Gray was 5-10 minute wonder. We inconsistent, basically saying him going is what the manager needed. And that's what I thought. You'd think with Gray's physique and how fast he is when you watch him on those counterattacks, he'd be winning the bleep test if he had that sort of fighting attitude. I feel that, I don't know what you two think, I feel that Gray could have been a fantastic player if he had the right attitude. I never had a problem with his attitude because we don't know what happens on the training ground, but I generally do think that he probably hasn't got the best attitude because for me, I would be saying that he's one of our fastest players and he would have done really well on the bleep test, but he didn't, which surprises me. That's just on that comment there.
Have you not noticed, though, with everything that he said and like what he's brought out, have you not noticed that he's not took any accountability for anything that he possibly could have done to play a part in this? He's been in 2 relegation battles with us. He knows exactly the state the club is. He knows how divided the fan base is. And instead of just doing it behind closed doors and just going to Dyche or going to the uppers within the club and saying, look, this isn't for me. I've got this offer. My agents told me about this offer. It's 7 million a year after tax. It's not something I want to pass up. I'm not going to get in the side. You clearly don't rate me. Is there anything we can do to come to some mutual agreement? No, he spits his dummy out, doesn't go to training, starts putting stuff on social media. And the fact that Sean Dyche actually had to address it as well, I think says a lot.
Well, let's move on to this. I've seen Emma Beto has put a bit about what we're going to talk about in a minute. So I'll probably come back to that comment, what you've put, because we're just trying to go through the process now. And the process is what I just put on the screen a minute ago, Demarai Gray acting like he'd been hard done by and the manager gives him no respect. Sean Dyche then come out and dropped an interview, which surprises all us fans. I mean, we ain't spoke about this, but I couldn't believe it. Like, I generally feel, I don't know what you two feel like, tell us in the comments, because Steve Clements, I will drop your comment in a minute. I think Sean Dyche wanted this interview. I don't think it was planned by Ken Wright or Moshiri. I think Sean Dyche was really pissed off that Demarai Gray did that. And I think Sean Dyche was like, right, set me a meeting up now and we're going to address this. Demarai Gray's done a little sly one there. I've had a conversation with him and he's done a sly one behind my back to push the move. Set the meeting and I'll address this. And then we had this big meeting by Sean Dyche, which I like, by the way. I do like. I've got a few problems outside of it, but I do like it. I want to just say my little bit on that and you two can say yours, right? I'm happy that Sean Dyche has come out and he's had this meeting, because I feel that you can't let Everton players run the football club. I think under Lampard, I didn't feel like we had a manager. I felt like the players was in charge and it was down to them whether they turned up. I feel like we had no mentality in training, and I feel like we didn't have that coach that was in control of the players under Lampard. Then, obviously, Sean Dyche has come in. I didn't like that, by the way, under Lampard. Then Sean Dyche has come in and he's in control of all these players. And some won't like it. I don't think Iwobi liked it. He's gone. Don't think Gray liked it. He's gone. But generally, I feel that you can't let the players run your club. You cannot. You need someone to set the bar. And Sean Dyche has come and said some cracking things. He said that the badge is the club is the most important thing. Then the fans. No player is bigger than the club. He said some cracking stuff. And it's the way we should address things all the time. If anything, like, for example, like I said, when that headlock come out, that's what should have happened. An interview straight away, put it to bed, like Sean Dyche put this Gray thing to bed. Because we all had so many questions in our head, like, Gray's come out with a statement. Is it Gray? Is it Dyche? Dyche has come out and he's cleared it up. So then it puts the fans quiet and we're happy then, because we feel like Dyche has given us something. So I feel that interview is something we should get more. I feel like when that headlock went on, if they dropped something like that put it to bed, it would have stopped things from getting toxic. We're lucky that things didn't get toxic, but obviously the Ken Wright and Denise and all that, with the spotlight being on, and wanted the fans to be crazy and get the spotlight on them for being toxic and stuff like that. So I like the interview. My point is, I like the interview, and I think that we should do more with that going forward. What did you two think on it? Paul, go for it, Paul.
I would say there's a massive difference between the post that Gray put out and the interview that Dyche did, because there's clarity. Demarai Gray, he says, don't want to play for someone who doesn't respect him. Now, does he mean Dyche? Does he mean the club? Does he mean Ken Wright? Is the players? But that interview that Dyche has done is literally, player came to us, told us the deal had been done. We told him, well, the deal hasn't been done because it's not been done with the club. And it's just clear. It's just a process. Demarai Gray would have got a lot more respect and maybe sympathy from fans if he said, I went to the club because we'd been contacted that was a deal. I've been told by the manager I'm not in his plans. So I said, can I go? They've told me no. I'm pissed off. Do you know what I mean? It's just clarity. And what winds me up is the vagueness in some answers. And if Dyche doesn't want to tell us something, that's fine. You can tell, can't you? He just sort of knocks the question off and moves on to the next one. And eventually we find out what that situation was, and he's clear about it. And if he wants to tell us something, then he'll tell us, but he'll tell us with clarity. He won't sort of be airy-fairy, sort of wishy-washy, us guessing about what it actually means. It's just, that's happening, this happened, that's what we're going to do next. And that's what should be happening more. I've got more respect for Dykes than I have many managers before him because of the way that he actually engages with the fans in interviews and tells us what's going on. And he doesn't agree with all of it. And if it's something that the club has done that he doesn't agree with, he doesn't elaborate and start slagging them off and stuff. We could do that. we definitely could do that. But he knows his position, and he knows what can be talked about. And instead of just going around the houses and not really addressing the situation in the question, he tells us. So then we're clear about it. And he couldn't have told us any clearer with what's been happening with Demarai Gray.
Yeah, I think you're right on a lot of stuff you say there, and it's like you say, clarity is the main word. Jamie, what did you think on this Dyche interview?
I think it's probably the best communication the club's done since the last AGM meeting, where Mashiri and Ken were actually in attendance too. Especially since Prentice has took over as the head of communication, it is 100% the best bit of communication the club's brought out. I do like the fact as well. I think neither of you have mentioned where they put the clip on the Twitter space. Did you not see how it was chopped and screwed to solely be the Demarai Gray comments? Because when you actually go on to YouTube, it's like a 12-minute interview. But the way that they did it was very intelligent, where it was just cut down to 2-3 minutes, and it was what Dyche was answering about Demarai Gray. I don't really have much more to say on it because you've both hit the nail on the head, and the key word in all of it is clarity. Demarai Gray took his pot shot at Dyche in the slyest possible way that he could. Dyche answered back. Dyche answered, and the best thing about the entire interview, even if you don't just take those 2-3 minutes. If you listen to the entirety of the actual video, he's just open and honest about it, and he was open and honest about a lot of things, and that's nice to see and nice to hear from a manager, because all you used to ever get from Frank Lampard is, "Oh, well, I haven't got a magic wand." Well, you haven't got a managerial career either at this moment in time, mate, and there's a reason for that. So you've got to read between the lines a little bit with Demarai Gray's comments, and then Dyche has just come in. I implore anyone to go into work tomorrow, go to their main boss and say that they don't respect them as a person, and say, "I'm off home, you're still paying me," and see if it works, because there's no other job in the world that'd work.
It's crazy. It's crazy that he said, "I'm sorting my move out. I've got the move sorted." And Dyche has said in the interview, like, "Oh yeah, you're in charge of everything." It's crazy that Demarai Gray thought he was in control of everything. He could just do it, say what he wants, get what he wants, and acts like he had no attachment to Everton when he was still under contract. I think it was very arrogant and cocky. A few people will say that, obviously, if Gray did want to move and he wasn't that happy, we should have pushed the move with him instead of making it not happen. But then you just can't let players rule your club like that. And I feel he needed knocking down. And I feel like we won. And that's what you needed to happen. It was down to us. We could have stopped Demarai Gray from going if we wanted to. But we let him go in the end. But I feel with that Sean Dyche coming out and making that statement in the interview, we pegged him down before he went. And that's what I wanted to do. And knock him down before he went. Go on, Jamie, go.
Could I just point out as well, Demarai Gray's best friend in the Everton squad, who he used to spend a lot of time with and he used to ride on the planes with, was no other than Alex Iwobi.
Yeah.
Is everybody else not shocked that this post didn't come out until Alex Iwobi got his move away from the club? He's had the entirety of the summer to bring this to light, and he could have had a move 6-7 weeks ago if that was the case. So why is it took for Alex Iwobi to get his move away for Everton, for all of a sudden Demarai Gray's best mate from the club's gone? Oh, well, I want my move then. I'm going to look to something to benefit myself because my mate's no longer here.
Well, he also did tweet, didn't he? He tweeted to Iwobi when Iwobi left, like saying, "Yeah, you've got a good move," basically. I don't know what the tweet was, but he's just, you can tell it's like he wants to go as well. Like, Iwobi, you've got away from Everton, well done. It was that sort of tweet for me. Didn't say that, but that's the feeling I got from it. And a lot of those videos of dancing in the changing room was down to Iwobi, was down to Demarai Gray. I don't think Sean Dyche wants that. I think he wants some grafters. He don't want cocky attitudes in this team. And I'm not that disappointed that Demarai Gray, like I say, very fancy player, but for what we need, hard graft, get back, help, work as an 11. Don't think Demarai Gray's that man, and I definitely don't think we'll miss Iwobi as well, because he played really well at the end of the season, but he didn't play well at the start. Sorry, so I'm not bothered about Iwobi either, and I generally feel that I'm happy Demarai Gray's gone. But let's just put his Paul. If there's any comments, drop them on my. Just do this. Sorry, just get the comments involved because I want you lot to comment loads. And by the way, like the stream to get the stream about, and subscribe if you can, because we're on what are we on? 399.
399.
You could be the 400. Get on it.
Yeah.
One of the best managerial things I've ever seen. Right,
I mean,
is somebody. Sorry, go on, Paul.
No, go on, Jamie. You're okay. Go on, Jamie.
Yeah, no, one of the best managerial things I've ever seen, right? And it's something so simple. It was oddly enough, it was a football team. The manager gave a player one pencil and went, right, snap the pencil for me. The player snapped it, absolutely no problem. He then gave him 11 pencils and went, right, try snap all of those in one go. Couldn't do it. What does it show you? One person's not a team. 11 people working for the same thing. It's a whole lot harder to break than just one.
That's a good analogy, that is. I like it. Tough blue cast with the analogies. It's true, though, isn't it? Like you say, as a team, you're so much stronger. If you try and do things by yourself, then you're not. But yeah, it is a good analogy, that is, Jamie. Paul, drop that comment.
Just saying, we've got a manager that makes the decision, sticks by him. The people are getting a little bit worried because we lost 3 games in a row, but I'm happier. I'm happier at the moment with Deitch and the way that he's managing everything off the pitch than I was, say, early doors when, say, Frank had got some good results, but everything off the pitch maybe wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Maybe not the best example, but I've got more confidence in Deitch turning it around than I have from 1 or 2 others that we've had in the past.
I was just going to let Jamie. You can read the statement, mate. Go for it. It's all yours. This is the. By the way, this is the statement that we've got. So we had that interview. It pushed the Demarai Gray to leave. There you go. He's having a zoom in there because it's nice and small.
Ready for my cloud talk.
It pushed. It'll wrap it for you. It pushed Demarai Gray to leave. I didn't want him. I didn't want Demarai Gray when this had come out, that he had that sort of attitude, that he wasn't, that he thought he was bigger than the club, and I was happy that he left. Whether the fee is undisclosed, we don't know what the fee is, do we? No.
It's paid for the Demarai hospital bill.
Yeah, we don't know what the fee is. Jamie, go for it. Read it out.
Go ahead. So it says, after 2 years with Everton, it's time to say goodbye. I wish everyone at the club the very best and will forever be proud to have played for this great team. To the fans, you're always incredible. Thank you for your support. You made it a privilege to wear the shirt. There's been a lot of speculation about my situation all summer. The truth is, I gave my all to this club, on and off the pitch, through good and bad. I was ready to play as much football as possible this season, but it felt like that was not going to happen. It's time for my next chapter. I'm match fit and excited to get playing. Thank you. Demarai.
So that's a dig, isn't it? I'm match fit. That's a dig. I'm match fit. I think that's a dig personally, because I think
6 weeks. How the fuck's he match fit?
Yeah, that's what Dyche said. Dyche said he's not fit enough and he's not worked hard enough in training. And him to say he's match fit is crazy. I mean, you can only be match fit if you've trained hard for Everton, and that hasn't been the message that we've got back. It's a big ego, big attitude. I don't even care about the shitty league that he's going to. So if you want to go there and think it's amazing, I hope the league flops, to be fair, I really do. And yeah, I can't. I used to like him, didn't have a problem with him, thought he was a fancy player, scored some good goals for us, by the way, some big goals to Demarai Gray. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful for that. But the attitude just ain't right. And for us to move forward, he just doesn't seem the right player for us, does he? What's your thoughts on this statement? Because we'll round this up.
Yeah, I think it's closer to what would be more acceptable. And it's this sort of tone that he should have done instead of putting out his Insta, which was vague and a bit disrespectful itself. So yeah, I've not got loads of ill will against him. Thanks for a few moments. Thanks for the putting a shift in going forward. Not so much going back. I think we've got players now who can do that job better. I really do.
Jamie, what's your thoughts on that as a statement? People put in the comments as well. We want, when we've just got that today, what Jamie's just read out, how did you feel about it? And that's what we were on the stream for. Go on, go for it.
For me, just a bit of, do you know what? I didn't do everything right myself. I made mistakes also. Maybe just a little part in a bit of credit that it's not just the club's fault. Knowing the situation we're in and how divided the fan base is with the board and the club as it is, I've had a bit more respect for him just to open his hands up and just go, do you know what? Maybe I made some mistakes along the way as well. It is what it is. It's worked out for the best. All the best. Thank you. Something like that, I think, would have been a bit more along the lines of what you'd really expect from this situation. The only thing I want to point out is our attack last season was, what was it? Iwobi, Gray, Morpay. We've now got Beto, Danjuma, McNeil or Harrison. So for me, it's already a step up in the right direction. So thank you for your service, Demarai. You will be forgotten.
Just seeing this one here, this comment. What do you think on this comment? Keep putting your comments. I don't know whether this is a dig or whether it's just generally. Hold on. This one here, Royal Blue. Get on, by the way. Get on. Like it
that was
and
me,
subscribe.
All right.
Do you know what? I understand what you're saying with that. I don't think any of us were happy with what Nonto was doing. Yeah, I don't think we were happy with what Nonto was doing, but Nonto also didn't. He's integrated himself back in the team, so he got told it wasn't happening. Had his meeting with Fark. He's gone back in there starting 11. He's scored for them since. Demarai Gray hasn't got the minerals to do that. Demarai Gray's like, do you know what? I'm digging my heels in. I'm getting what I want. You've got no chance. There's a big difference in that aspect. Nonto's 19 years old and he's just moved to the Premier League as of last year. Demarai Gray's 27. You're not telling me he doesn't know the game inside out, and you're not telling me there was no way to come back from that. I just don't buy it.
Yeah, Nonto is, for me, I've got the microphone out now. Nonto, for me, is one of Leeds' best players. He's like a first teamer, and they obviously wanted him back. And it's a complete different situation. Nonto, you can't compare them both. I get what you're saying a little bit, but I generally do believe that Nonto coming back for them is a massive strength. They need him, and he's really good, and he is a player that you can forgive. Gray, is he that good that he can be a little shitbag and come back and you get the best out of him? I mean, even if Gray come back, would he light us up and help us? Is he massively what we need? I honestly do believe what Jamie said. I think if Gray come back, you just talked about the Nonto situation, him coming back. Nonto will come back in for Leeds and he'll get them promoted or give them a better chance of getting promoted, and he'll be their best player. Gray, even if we kept him happy and kept him in that squad, I still don't think he'd get a look in if Harrison, Danjuma and McNeil's fit. I don't think he would. I generally don't think he would. I don't think he'd see many games. And that's just generally how I feel on that. It's two complete different situations. And he had to go for me.
I've got a good friend who's a Leeds fan, and we've not argued. He was a bit arsey with me, to be honest, because he was like, "Leave Nonto alone. leave Nonto alone." He's like, you're trying to force him to make a move and everything else. You're getting inside his head. You're doing this, that, and the other. But we did agree in that. He was angry about Nonto because Leeds is his number one thing. We'd be angry about leaving Everton in the way that Gray has because Everton is our thing. But I think the difference is, like Jamie said, even though Nonto was after a move away, he still played. Do you know what I mean? He didn't sort of refuse to play. He did train. I know there was a bit of wobble at one point, but then he's back in. Do you know what I mean? And it's gone the other way with Gray. So I understand what Emma's saying, and it's completely subjective because we would be very much like that. You know, there may be fans of other sides who'd be thinking, "Oh yeah, Gray actually, you know, is better going there," and not sort of be as positive as we are about Everton's point of view. But it's all subjective, to be fair. I hope Nonto actually does a decent job for Leeds, but I do hope that they sell him to us next year.
And the thing with Donto as well, he was trying to improve his selectability for the Euros. Demarai Gray's not doing that. Demarai Gray's going to be a mainstay for Jamaica for the next 5 years. Do you know what I mean? He's not trying to improve his footballing career. He's trying to line his own pockets. Yeah, fair enough. We'd have probably offered Nonto better wages than he's on at Leeds, but he was doing it from a footballing perspective to have his selectability for the Euros and the Italian national team. So it is. I understand Emma, and I do agree to a certain extent that it's similar in certain aspects, but I don't feel they're the same sort of things.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to little shout out here. I've just looked. Someone has subscribed. It is someone in the comments as well. Thanks for subscribing. We are on 400. We shall probably go down to 399, and someone will just unsubscribe to Tenerife. We are on 400. So yeah, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I mean, there's more people on than what we've got likes. So you all haven't liked it. So if you can like it, just put us about so we can bring Evertonians together. So we can get more Everton fans in the comments. I want to hear what Everton fans have got to say. But yeah, we have here slapping the bass. We have here
not singing again.
Slapping the bass.
25 likes.
I had to put a bit of music on there. 400. It just moves so slow. I feel a lot of channels are on 5,000 subscribers, and we should be on 1,000. I'm not asking for a lot there. We put a lot of Everton content out, and we generally do bring Everton fans together. So why wouldn't you like it and subscribe it and want it to get bigger so we could get more Everton fans on? So if you can share it as well, by the way, I ain't got Facebook. If you can share it on Facebook, you can share it on Twitter, share it on whatever you can. It helps us out. And we'll do anything you want on this channel. This is just literally an Everton get-together, and we'll do whatever you want on Toffee Bluecast. Or not whatever we want, but Paul will sing. Right, so on Demarai Gray, did you see, I put it on the starting thing, did you see the Demarai Gray release today? Oh my God, it was like freaking Sega back in the day. What they've done, I can't put it on because of copyright, but listen to this, right? What they've done is they've got a computer, an old school computer, to go up and show Salah and do Klopp shouting that they can't have him on the computer system. And then to try and get Salah again, and Klopp shout no and come up with a cross saying they wanted Salah. This is on Demarai Gray's reveal. And then they said no on Salah. Imagine getting your freaking player reveal. You're getting revealed as a player. And then the first thing they're showing is Salah. Then they went and shown, who was it? Coutinho, was it? Someone like that. Then they went to show Coutinho. And then they said that they got him on a computer game. And then they went to Demarai Gray that looked like they couldn't get anyone else. They made it look like he's a last option. It's just pathetic, isn't it? That is. Did you see that? What did you two think of that? And what did you think in the comments of the Demarai Gray release today? I was just laughing. Karma comes around fast, as they say. Go on.
Yeah. Go on, Jamie. You go first.
It was like the 3 stages of grief, wasn't it? It's just like, oh, it was horrendous. How do you go from Mo Salah to Demarai Gray? Like, don't get me wrong. Wish him the best. Like, I hope he earns a lot of money. He takes care of his family and whatnot. But to go from Mo Salah, who scored 25 plus goals for the last 5 seasons in a row in the Premier League, to Demarai Gray, it's not something that's going to unite the fans and go, oh my God, we've got a talent here, haven't we? It was embarrassing. Don't get me wrong. I thought the way they done it was brilliant, and whoever actually done the animations was very, very talented. But I just think it was done in the wrong manner. I seen it and I just thought, what the fuck is this?
It doesn't show that you respect the player, though, does it? It generally, if you're making that move, it doesn't show that they care that much about the player. Normally, you'd announce a player and everything's about him, and you big him up to be the best thing ever, like we've done with Beto. But that announcement, it just doesn't show that Demarai Gray is a. It's just stupid. It's just so stupid. I can't take that league seriously. I can't. It's ridiculous. They're basically saying that they're turning football into a computer game where it's just about you can buy who you want. That's all they're trying to do. I'll laugh. The two things that I want, right, is for the Saudi league to flop and all these players' careers finish that go. I will just laugh. And the second thing that I'd like is for Iwobi to go to Fulham, which he has, and Fulham, I know this might not happen, but Fulham to get relegated, I'd absolutely love it. If Fulham got relegated with Iwobi when he's left, I'd laugh my head off if those two things happen. Paul, what did you think on that announcement? You like it?
I was baffled about the video and stuff. And I was the same as you. That is exactly what I thought was the case. And to anyone who's not who's not from Saudi or anything, then they wouldn't know. But apparently, what the video was trying to say was that it was Al-Ettifaq's having a go at Al-Ittihad's transfer stuff. So Al-Ittihad tried to get Mo Salah, didn't they?
I get it now.
They tried to get Coutinho, or they tried to get this player or that player and everything else, and couldn't do it. And so then Al-Ettifaq's transfer for Gray was like, bang, we got the person. But even then, it's not the best, because when they scroll across the clubs and they get to Everton, they go to Onana first, and then scroll down to Demarai Gray. So even if they're having a go at another side for not getting Mo Salah after like offering 250 million substantiated, but then they've still ballsed up theirs. I think they need a lot more practice before they start doing reveal videos, to be honest, because I remember the Jordan Henderson one, and they could only use clips of him where he was wearing a captain's armband, which was all rainbow.
Non-rainbow.
And they blocked it all out. Every shot that they did for his video, they blocked all of the captain's armbands out. So I think they need a bit more practice before they get to the heavy heights of Premier League reveal videos.
For all the money that they've got, they're absolutely ridiculous, ain't they? I think. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was a competition between the two teams. I don't understand that league, so I didn't even know that. And we're going to round this off now, because this is just a Demarai Gray update. We wanted to just two things I want to say. Branthwaite, Jamie was on about hitting that. Branthwaite has he's picked up an injury on the international, but I think he had it before he even went. He's got a bit of a groin injury. I'm just updating you on that. But then they come out and said he had this groin injury before he went. So what do you think on that?
Did they not tweet though as well that it was something that he's gone back for pre-planned rehab on it, but I'm pretty sure they tweeted that he'd still be available after the international break, because it was a pre-planned thing.
I did read that, that it's just I just think groin operation. I always think when they say operation, it'd be something that's out for long term. I hope they're right. They've told us that it's going to be fine and he's going to be back. Don't know why he even went to international if they knew that was going to happen, that he needed an operation. That's crazy. But everything else, there's nothing, like you said, Jamie, there's nothing really to hit. Demarai Gray was the main topic. He's gone. We move on. We could have done with the winger. I don't think we'll get any free transfers. I think we'll stick with what we've got. And it's a lot of money that we haven't seen. I mean, we haven't seen the Iwobi money or the Demarai Gray money now. I don't know where that's gone. But at the end of the day, you just got to hope that it...
There's a long list there's a long list of money that we want to see.
Do you know what I think to myself? This is why I said about the Dyche statement, right? And this is pretty freaking hardcore. But They come out with the Dyche statement, and we felt better about it. Come out and tell us why. Dyche said in that interview, we haven't got a big budget. Tell us why we haven't got a big budget. Like, just generally explain things to us and give us answers.
That's not his position to be saying that, though, mate. That's not his position to highlight the financial constraints on the club. That's not for him to do, though.
No, it isn't. But he's come and said that the club is number one. The badge is number one. The fans are number one. And Dyche said, I will do anything to protect the club. He's come and took on that responsibility. He's just come out and said he'll do stuff to protect the club. If you want to take on that role, and if you want to win Evertonians' hearts over proper, Dyche should come out now for me and do these interviews regular, because he could bring the fan. He's got that sort of personality where he's got a big backbone, Dyche has, and he could generally, I feel, sort a lot of our mess out. I generally do believe he could.
I still feel, though, he's not the person to make comments on that. I think the person who should be making comments on that is Mr. Kevin Thelwell. And I think Kevin Thelwell, as much as people may not be 100% happy or on board with the transfers that we've had this year, that man was working under unbelievable restraints. What we've only paid out £3 million on a loan fee for Danjuma. We've got 5 potential starters for the starting 11. Well, 4 potential starters. Chimity, obviously, we're going to have to wait by that time. We've got 4 potential starters there that improve us tenfold with what we already had within the team. You look at the list of people who've either gone out the door or have gone out on loan. The amount of money that man's probably saved us in wages and obviously player sales. You've got to look at it long term. It's probably going to benefit us more within the future than it will this season. And that's Kevin Thelwell's job. So I think the strongest person to make those comments would be Kevin Thelwell. I don't think it's not.
Maybe he needs to, though, because what I'm saying to you is, it just leaves the fans on edge. Where's the money gone? Where's the money gone? We feel like we're being betrayed. If they come out, Farewell come out. Like for you, now you told me now, you too. If they come out and said, with a lot of stuff that's happened that's gone wrong, our financial situation isn't that good. Some of the Iwobi money and some of the Demarai Gray money is going to have to go into saving your club. Will you be okay with that saving your club? I'd say yes. I'd say, I know you've messed up, but trust me, I know this is gonna happen. And I'd say yes. If the option was to put the money on players or put the money into saving my football club, I'd want my football club saved. I'd want the new stadium because I still believe that that's our future. So that's just what I'm saying. I don't know what you think on that. I generally think that they should just be honest with us and just say, like, because we always feel like we're being betrayed. If we don't know where money is going and stuff like that, we don't feel like they're being honest to us. Now, you two have just come out and said that Dyche statement was good and you felt like it was honest. They should be like it with everything. And you're right, Jamie. Dyche shouldn't have to come out and do it. But if Dyche can come out and look after the players like he's done, then why can't they do it on the other areas, if you know what I mean? Like, Dyche has come out and done his job when things have gone wrong with players. Farewell should come out and explain transfers. And the owners should come out and do better than what they've done. The owner and Demarai should come out and give us some clarity on that and do their own, not go on fucking Talk Sport, you little pleb. Do you know what I mean? That's just ridiculous. Not go on Talk Sport after frigging a space going a bit crazy, probably listening to it, Mashiri. And not Demarai frigging having a bit of whiskey and going on a mad one, acting like he's the frigging done everything right and he's not in the wrong and not liking the bed sheets. They generally need to do a proper interview. Now, it's not game over for Everton. For us to move forward, they just need to come out and be honest and tell us the plan that they've got to move us forward. And we'll be behind that 100% if they just tell us a plan and give us a bit of light. We haven't got that. That's just how I feel on that.
Yeah, I think Kevin Thelwell's been like the Martin Lewis of football transfers this summer. To be honest, the fact that he managed to find a deal by Udinese saying buy now, pay next year is just a bizarre thing. Do you know what I mean? And then doing something, some weird deal of 22 million for Iwobi is just bizarre, So I'd say his hands are, like you said, his hands are tied in what he can do, but his probably hands are tied in what he can say as well. And if it's about how much we've got to throw around, you're not going to find any club in the world that are going to share that information if they can help it, because then when they go to the negotiating table, the people they're negotiating with will say, well, hang on, you're offering us 10 million when you've got 100 billion. It's
you don't show how weak or strong you are. I get what you're saying, because if you show you're strong, people are going to take advantage of you. If you show you're weak, people are going to take advantage. You don't show your figures, but I just mean more. Come out and give us a bit of clarity that we're okay, because we see the S coming out now saying this administration and stuff like that, and that all this money is going to thingy. I don't believe that. I don't think we're in trouble. I really don't. There's always options.
The thing is, you want to be reassured, don't you?
Yeah, that's all you want.
By whoever's controlling whatever you care about, you want to be reassured that everything is okay and is going to be okay. The reality is that we've not got owners who care about whether we feel, happy or not. They're just sort of doing their own thing, and if by coincidence we're happy with it, then that's great. If coincidence we're not happy with it, they don't really give a toss. So
Jamie,
that'll be something that we just have to live with for a very long time.
Yeah, you're never going to get to know everything, but they can just start doing things better. Jamie, I was going to say, do you know that as Gomez, he hasn't gone, has he? He's still here.
I've not seen. Apparently, there was a deal for him to go back to Lille, but I think it was something to do with another deal going through for Lille, which fell through. So they were supposed to be selling somebody on, which fell through, which then evidently fell through Gomez going back to them, sort of thing. That was the last I heard on Gomez going anywhere. Again, there's only the Turkish and the Saudi window that's open. The Saudi one closes tonight. I'm not quite sure when the Turkish one does. I've not heard anything about it. I haven't seen anything myself. So as far as I'm aware, he's still an Everton player. And I just want to put, I wasn't disagreeing with you at any point there. I 100% agree with you that it was a good thing what Dyche done, and we do need more of that. I just feel like, and just to go back on what you both said, when you play a hand of poker, there's a reason why you get dealt your cards face down. You don't show your hand. You don't show your hand before you put a bet on. You don't show your hand before you raise. It's the same old story. No club's ever going to come out and say, look, this is our financial position. This is what money we've got in the bank. This is what we've got to spend. And this is who we're going to go buy. It doesn't work that way. But I'm probably, I don't know whether people will come at me for this. When it comes to the ask, yeah, all right. When you read into things of what he says, fair enough. A lot of it could potentially make a lot of sense. For me, and this is just my own personal opinion over the last 2 years where I've actually followed the ask, I haven't actually seen that man put anything positive about Everton Football Club on Twitter, or when he's been in certain spaces, I haven't actually heard him mention anything in a positive light when it comes to Everton Football Club. So I take what he says with a large pinch of salt. For me, it seems as if he has, in my own opinion, again, this is nothing to do with Sophie Bluegrass. This is my own opinion. It just feels as if he has a certain axe to grind with either someone related to Everton Football Club or Everton Football Club themselves. So I just take what he says with a pinch of salt. I don't think we're in that bad of a financial position. I also don't see, as bad as he's been as an owner, I don't see letting us go down the pan without at least recouping some form of money from us. So I'm not too worried in that aspect.
No, I generally do think, like I say, the Ask proper nice guy. We know him anyway on Space and stuff. But generally, I do feel that his role is to point out a lot of things that are going wrong and point out mistakes. And it's not to point out the positive stuff. It's to look for the things that could do better and what's going wrong and stuff like that. So you're not going to hear the positive things there, are you? So I don't know. Even he don't know. Nobody knows. That's about it then. We've hit the Demarai Gray topic. We've kind of talked about the owners, which it always frigging leads to, doesn't it, unfortunately? I'm just excited now. How's the holiday, people? This holiday, how's your holiday in the comments? We're finishing it now. How are you feeling with this international break?
I just want to comment because mine's going to be the complete opposite to Paul's. I have 3 children under the ages of 4. I have a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and I have a little baby that's about to turn 1. The baby's just gone and started nursery. I've got 2 that have just gone back to school this week. And I must say, and I can see by Paul's face, he's not going to agree with me. The last 6 weeks have been hell. This week has been a breath of fresh air for me.
Toffee Blue Cast, Daddy Daycare now can relax. He's got baby there in his arms, feeding a bottle. He's got another baby over there, giving him a biscuit with a foot, and he's on the ball, Jamius. But yeah, they are
you
back,
guys.
What? This is meant to be a clash of Demarai Gray and Sean Dyche, not a clash of Jamie and Paul. Like, yes, I've got rid of my kids.
Teachers in school. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Like, yes, I've got rid of my kids, and then it's like Paul's like, oh my god, kids again. My 6 weeks has gone already.
Here's a video of Dan going to the beach again, where I'm bloody teaching English, math, and burning sun. Yeah.
Nice weather today. And check out the shorts. And check out the shorts as well, because I did some cracking shorts today, right?
Good quality,
3 shots hit the crossbar, beat Chloe. Then I did the 2 balls long shot, hit the crossbar 1 out of the 2, which was just my celebration better. So I think you can see how excited I am in the shorts. And then the overhead kick, I broke my back on the first one, but still managed to score an overhead kick on the third after breaking my back. So yeah, it was fun. I'm trying to put a few shorts on there to keep you entertained on the channel. Keep letting us know what you like, how you're doing. You're late, but watch it back. I know a few people are busy. You're late.
Find him.
Get on it early. You're as late as Sean Dyche interviews you are. But yeah, like and subscribe. Get on it. Toffee Blue Cast was just Everton fans coming together, and that's what we do for you. Last words by you two, and I'm going to finish this, and we're going to carry on with the international break. I'm going to go down to the beach tonight. Bugger it. I'm determined to have a rest and recharge my batteries with Everton. Last words from you two. Paul, go for it.
No, well, it's fucking working.
Working 9 till 3. How dare you? There's teachers up and down the country now just pointing and screaming at the screen. Dan. This is how we make a living. I know, yeah, I know. If only you could literally race the kids out before they go. So as soon as the kids go, you just race them out.
Yeah. Friday tomorrow, though. England match Saturday. Have a few beers, watch that. And then back to normal in a week's time.
All right, let's chuck a bit of music on before we end. Up them fucking toffees, baby.
Up the fucking toffees. Up Ofsted. Yes.
Word.
Yo. This is Toffee Blue Cast. Get on the Toffee Blue Cast, yeah. This is Toffee Blue Cast. Get on the Toffee Blue Cast. Jamie, what you got over there?
Please subscribe to us. Please.
Yeah, ignore this bit.
If you don't subscribe, we won't be happy. We got better.
How many
likes
you got
over there?
Everyone in the comments. I'm not showing you. Everyone in the comments now, like this video.
Yeah, just like it. Stop being lazy. I mean, you don't have to. We appreciate it, but
no, like you have to. 20 likes, and Paul and me will do a duet next time.
Duet, that's the one. If you get loads of likes, they'll do the duet. Have a boss one, everyone.